the essence of all this there, regardless of how eclipsed it may feel. In a way, there is another perspective on understanding. There is another perspective on cognizing something. And a very simple way to look at it is that understanding is inherent to the one who understands. Therefore, in order for the one who understands to understand, it has to be present within that cosmic computation of the one who understands. Otherwise, there will be no possibility of relating something in space-time from one to another. This belongs to the matters of perception, and we will delve into that few times, several times, as many times as we can afford in terms of time. But understanding is essentially a matter of cognition of what is already there. When something is cognized, we often in the presence of that undeniable sense that I know it all, I knew it, always knew it. And the closer that is to the essence, the more so that is. Therefore, we never speak of this in terms of adding something from the outside, as it were, into this information field that is so amazingly stored in respective areas, in respective cortexes, where each experience has its place. Each experience is carefully stored, vintaged, marked as wine in a good cellar. It is rather through the force of that which essentially enlivens the possibility where that what is already self-evident, on the account of that being very much the power, that self-referral power of our awareness, which simply brought to the surface level of cognition. And this what self-realization is accompanied very often, that's could be so tangibly, so palpably felt, like I remember this. This was at this moment when I was 4-year-old or 12-year-old. Really? Yes. Because it's always known. And in no time it is not known. Because if we assume that there is some kind of autonomy, of knowing anything, then we break down the continuity of awareness. And that it goes against our experience. And these are simple matters of reflecting on this. Therefore, the real, as it were, job of self-realization is seen as a continuous cognition. And this cognition can go into infinity of the subtle ways of how it can be cognized. There's no limit of how that can be cognized. Therefore, it's also inconsistent with our experience to declare that there is this sudden breakthrough, realization, and that's it. And one dwells in that realization. Because if that becomes a memory of a particular experience, then it is not cognized at all times. And here this relationship that we speak of, that relationship of Shiva and Shakti, that relationship, this dyadic union between awareness and the power to be aware, the power of self-awareness, is present at all times. But what makes it so different is another story. And this will be more apparent when we will speak of that what brings it forth or spreads it into this necessity, out of its necessity, out of its sheer power, out of its sheer will to create, into the what is known then as the very triadic power which gives birth to the multiplicity, which gives power, integrity, and uniqueness to what we know as diversity. But it's nothing other than our own awareness that pays attention, as it were, at a respective focal point. When something is in the foreground of our awareness, something will always be on the background. And that what makes this, turns it into a dilemma. This is where the seeker is born. This is where the quest is born.
Because the object usurps the attention.
Yes, it's because the observer is being essentially eclipsed by the object of experience. Very well.